Dr. Mohammed Munir is a virologist and lecturer in biomedicine at the University of Lancaster, and we can speak to him now. Dr. Munir, welcome. How concerned are you about Omicron as a variant in light of these new statistics?
Well, what we have noticed so far among all the variants that we have faced, that Omicron has been the most contagious, most transmissible, and breaching through the existing immunity, which is pretty peculiar for this virus. I mean, these features we have only seen in beta versions before. So that means that this virus can pass on to people who are pre-vaccinated or exposed. But that also emphasizes the fact that we need to have a booster on a larger scale, which we are very successful in administering that to keep the level of antibodies very high. So because of this contagiousness, it will really take a sheer number of people infected with this virus, and particularly moving into the festive season, that is really the critical bit that we have to be extremely careful for.
People have been encouraged to have the vaccine, 2 vaccines and a booster, in fact. There's even talk of a 4th. Where will it end?
Well, that is a very critical question. I mean, at the moment, what we are seeing is that particularly against the Omicron, the level of antibodies, those being raised either by the booster or previous 2 doses, are waning quite quickly within 2.5 months. And that is against the symptomatic infection. But we are certain that, although the data is not available, but we are certain that the level of protection would be quite high against hospitalization or unfortunate deaths. So, but the level of antibodies are very critical, and probably the only determinate for efficacy of the vaccine we have at the moment, which means we need to carry on boosting until we have this virus around into the community and at the wider level in the world. So there is no end into this one, but the only hope that we can see is that probably we will have a more variant matched vaccine that are being developed but not really yet ready, or to have a vaccine that would be applicable against any variant of future, but those are far to reach at the moment.
There's talk that the booster, which is the 3rd dose that people are getting in the United Kingdom, and 4th if you've got an autoimmune problem, only has about a 10-week effectiveness against Omicron. Are you suggesting then that we're going to have to be vaccinated every few months?
Well, I don't really see that we will be vaccinating every few months, but these level of antibodies that are 15 to 25% reduced in 10 weeks is against the symptomatic infection. So hopefully that wouldn't stay hold the ground for hospitalization and death. But moving forward, I think our best case scenario is really that we will have a seasonal vaccine that would be around a year dose, like a flu. But moving forward, I think it's all entirely depends on to the level of antibodies that we will see and the kind of variant that will come next. That would be pi, as in the Greek letters. If that would be more immunoevasive or would not be neutralized compared to what we have seen with Omicron, that means it need to be boosted frequently.
Dr. Mohammed Munir from the University of Lancaster, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Omicron is also